Hi, this is Eric, and I'm doing a breakdown of my most recent release, Fastlane with Datamar.
Got my old thing, say she miss me. Baby, I don't really miss you. It's the history.
This whole song was sort of conceived from a lot of Korean R&B inspirations. I'd been listening to a lot of Dean recently and wanted to do something with a bit more guitar and capture that pop jazz feel that I enjoy so much in the productions. If you watch me live or you've seen my previous videos, you'll know I usually start with the drums. But this time I wrote the guitar part first and just kind of had this as the core theme. And you'll kind of hear it dipping out. That's just an artifact of the sidechain. I often use my MIDI guitars a lot. This is going to be the Evolution Jazz Archtop, which I always use. I kind of added more body here with a synth guitar from Omnisphere, as well as adding another guitar top line to emphasize these chords. So you'll hear this in a moment. It's already starting to sound pretty full. Was happy with this. We add on the bass line with the Rickenbacker, which I use pretty much all the time. And lastly, the drums. The drums here I use, I believe, were a mix of Robotaki, Cashmere, and Swindale samples. I think the most interesting part about the chorus is probably this little snap beatbox percussion buildup that I did that helps us lead into the snare hit. You'll see this effect right now. And that was basically the first demo. I sent this off to my good friend Dane, and he did an incredible take on it. And I had, at that point, just looped this chorus over and over again, like trying to, give him a structure to write around, but not necessarily have to write stuff until he gave me his take. Which brings me to the verses. So, like I said, the verses in this state did not exist at all when he sent me this back. I had to rewrite them, and I wanted to make it a bit more of a cohesive handshake. I always enjoy tracks where it sounds like, the producer and the vocalist were working together, rather than just having the vocalist sing or rap over a loop. So this was his verse.
Don't stop with the grind now, yeah. Test it regular like vinyl, yeah. Someday they'll find me soon. The work I put in go stupid, woo, woo. I just want to be that guy that...
So already, it's very, very energetic. There's tons of pockets for me to fill in. Sometimes when you play the chord matters more than what you play in the chord, as hopefully this will demonstrate. I started off writing this verse with just the E-piano, kind of testing out different rhythms and different chord progressions here. I finally liked this take.
Don't stop with the grind now, yeah. Test it regular like vinyl, yeah. Someday they'll find me soon. The work I put in go stupid, woo. I just want to be that guy they call that guy, representing West Side, one of the best ones where I reside. Keep it real, no, I never lied.
Yeah, so just trying to fill in the silence that he's left me, and also trying to accent certain parts of his flow to make it feel a little more energetic. We layer on a guitar and a trumpet line to give it some brightness.
Don't stop with the grind now, yeah. Test it regular like vinyl, yeah. Someday they'll find me soon. The work I put in go stupid, woo. I just want to be that guy.
And of course the trumpet is another contact library. I use it with the breath controller, which you probably see me use live or on previous videos. I also keep the Rickenbacker in, so just kind of retaining an element from the chorus here.
Don't stop with the grind now, yeah. Test it regular like vinyl, yeah. Someday they'll find me soon. The work I put in go stupid, woo.
And last but not least, maybe the most important part of this chorus was some of the percussion work. And this was probably my favorite part to work on. It's honestly a testament to how important percussion is when you're trying to add a little bit more interest to your song without also making it hard to mix, because percussion just kind of pops in and pops out very quickly. And so with everything together, it sounds like this.
Don't stop with the grind now, yeah. Test it regular like vinyl, Someday they'll find me soon. The work I put in go stupid, woo. I just want to be that guy they call that guy, representing West Side, one of the best ones where I reside. Keep it real, no, I never lied.
And so all of this ends up giving us a really fun and dynamic section. The verse then leads into the chorus, which is pretty much the same as before. So we'll go into the second verse. As another personal preference, in a lot of my songs, I really love giving verses their own flavor while still being respectful to the overall emotional theme of the song. I knew I wanted to have a little bit less energy here. I wanted to be a little more smooth and cruisy, if that's even a word. And so with the right instrumentation and a little more sustain on each note, I think we were able to achieve that. So it comes out like this.
Please don't blow up my line. I'm way too busy. I can't have you wasting my time. Oh nah. My mama on the line. She said to get some sleep at night. But all I know is grind like grounded coffee fine. I want a girl that's dummy down. Oh me, oh my. I hope I get this right. Hope I get that finish line. Get it now for me and mine's got the wave. I've seen the signs. They telling me I'm next. Oh yes I know. I've been working for the goal. Get the goal, never fold.
So I decided to fall back a bit more on traditional R&B instrumentation here, stuff like the Rhodes piano, some soul vocal stacks, detuned synth, and strings. And together it sounds like this. And so to kind of give us a little break in pre-chorus, I thought it'd be appropriate to go into a guitar solo, courtesy of a guitarist named Mark Herrera, and he did an awesome job here. Usually I might play this in my MIDI guitar, but I've gotten some really generous offers from a lot of musicians who want to play stuff on my tracks, so decided to take one of them up on the offer, and it just has a much more human touch than anything I could pull off with my libraries here.
Go, get the go, never fold.
And so that's it for verse 2. Lastly, I think just talking about the mix a little bit. A lot of the sections started to fight a bit with Dane's voice. I think I've said in the past that sometimes you don't need to necessarily worry about your mix too much if you have the right instrumentation and you're properly placing your elements rhythmically so they're not fighting with each other. But you know, it's going to end up being unavoidable in some cases. A huge reference track for my mixing here was That's What I Like by Bruno Mars. And you immediately notice something very, very obvious about how that song is mixed. Bruno Mars has basically all of his vocals in the center, and pretty much all of the other instrumentation is sort of pushed off to the side. And even the lower frequencies are wide in there. And so that's something I wanted to imitate, taking references from a professional reference track, which is something that I always recommend you do when you feel like you don't know how to mix something. So the most obvious place where this needs to happen is during the chorus, where these guitars are basically playing all over Dane's vocals.
Oh, thanks, say she miss me, baby, I don't really miss you, miss the history.
You'll notice that I have wider on every single track here, trying to push it out as wide as I can at the stereo fields without it feeling awkward. And even in some cases I have the utility reducing the volume of anything that's sitting in the middle of the stereo field, all to make room for Dane. So that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoy the track and learn something as usual. Really proud to have this as my first label release with Hardster Records, as well as my first release with Dana Mark, who is an incredibly talented songwriter and vocalist, and whose description I'll link below. Until next time, take care.